Hey, Mr. Wiedemer here from Mr. Wiedemer's History. Today we're going to talk about the European War. The war for the overthrow of militarism. The war for civilization. The war to make the world safe for democracy. The Great War. The war to end all wars. This is World War I. This is Unit 7. So 7.1 objective, you guys will be able to assess the causes of the Great War and analyze how America was involved early on. Alright, so today we're talking about the Prelude to War. This is how World War I began. Alright, so we're going to step away from American history a little bit and go to European history because it all ties together here with World War I, because it's hence the name, World War. So World War I, here we go. So first up, Woodrow Wilson, he wanted America to be the moral example of the world. Wherever there's chronic wrongdoing in the world, America will step in. Kind of like the expansion of the Roosevelt Colliery, which is an expansion of the Monroe Doctrine. It gave Monroe Doctrine teeth. Alright, so Wilson's going to continue this foreign policy, and we're going to be the moral example. We need to be the light in the world and lead by a moral example. And none other than, well, you guessed it, Latin America. Right, so Mexico. There's some problems going on in Mexico here. So the dictator, Diaz, he was overthrown. And U.S. other countries forwarded this Huerta. Now, Huerta came to office. Yay, we got a new guy in office. All hunky-dory, right? Wrong! This guy is very brutal. And he was just very bad. He was even worse than the guy we threw out in the first place. And so, yeah, we kind of supported the wrong guy here. Uh-oh. So, Wilson's going to send Marines to seize Veracruz. We're going to just seize it. And since we just went down there and interfered in their business, anti-American riots broke out. U.S. condemned worldwide. No, not just in Mexico, not just in Latin America, but worldwide for sticking our nose where it doesn't belong. Alright? This is, an early example of that. We stuck our nose where it doesn't belong, and the world is outraged at us for that. How dare you do this? Except, the rest of the world's kind of doing the same thing as well, but that's beside the point. Neither here nor there. And we're condemned worldwide for this. Alright, so Wilson's going to be a peacemaker and settle a dispute between Argentina, Brazil, and Chile, and things get a little better. Alright, Huerta went to exile, and then a new guy that we all can agree on, Carranza, he's going to be installed, and he's going to be the new president of Mexico. Alright, so, and then a little guy named Pancho Villa, probably all heard of him before. Pancho Villa, he's not going to take lightly to American interference. And so what he's going to do, he's going to lead a raid all up down southwest United States, and just, raid and go to town, kill people, his biggest raid, probably Columbus, New Mexico, killed 18 people, and that really set the United States off. Like, how dare you come to our soil? This guy's like a terrorist, and how dare you come to our soil and kill 18 American citizens? This guy must pay. So what we're going to do? Send the military. They'll take care of it. So 6,000 men, and Blackjack himself, the Missourian, John J. Pershing, right? He's going to be sent there to capture Pancho Villa and his band of guerrillas. Here's his $5,000 reward for Pancho Villa. Let's get him. He killed American lives. Now, he's just doing it in revenge for what we did. So it's a vicious cycle. Right, there's Pershing, old Blackjack. Right, so they clashed the Mexican army in January 1917. Wilson is going to recall the troops because in 1917 there's a war going on across the pond, and it's been going on since 1914. But finally, in the 17th round, we're going to have to get involved. And so we have to put our pursuit of Pancho Villa on hold, and we're going to have to go help Europe. Okay? They're also going to preserve order and set up stable governments throughout Latin America, Nicaragua, Haiti, the Dominican Republic. So we're going to continue our support Latin America, but now we're going to focus our attention to Europe. And this is what ended the Progressive Era, World War I. All of our focus is going to turn to World War I in 1917. But before we get to the United States' involvement in World War I, let's talk about World War One itself, what it is, how it began, and how it began is rather complicated. So you may want to watch this video more than once, because it's kind of confusing, kind of complicated of why we go to war, why there is World War One. But we're going to do the best to explain it to you here in the next 10 minutes. So here we go. Alright, but first up, a quick review of what we talked about so far. Wilson wanted America to be a more moral example of the world, to make democracy prevail throughout the world, help democracy flourish and thrive, and, especially in Latin America. And he interfered in Latin America, causing global outrage. Pontificated raided American Southwest. Wilson sent Blackjack Pershing and 6,000 troops to stop him, and recalled troops when tensions in Europe flared up. Alright, now war in Europe. There's a cool little horrible histories video there about the World War One and why it started. So check that out. Alright, late 1800s, Europe became very industrialized. Okay, that's a big thing here. And as we know, the ills of society, we've talked about in the United States, and we became industrialized, and how bad that was. Well, it was just as bad over in Europe as well. Right? And then nationalism heightened tensions and rivalries, where every country thought they were better than every other country and thought they had to be better, so they did whatever it took to be better. Right? And so, but tensions in the Balkans. The Balkan Peninsula, it's just north of Greece, that area, Serbia, Austria-Hungary, all that area over there in Europe. That's where the really tension rises, because that's free for the taking, okay? The Ottomans, the Russians, the Germans, Austria, everybody wants a piece of that puzzle there, and that's going to cause a powder keg just to build and build and build. Right? And then, in 1908, Austria-Hungary annexed Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina did not want Austria-Hungary to annex them. That's going to cause problems a few years later, 1914. And so Serbia wanted Russia's help against Austria-Hungary. Alright? So, allies here, alliances. So Russia was the protectorate of the Slavs. They're going to protect Serbia, at all costs. So Russia wanted the Balkans for themselves. It's another reason here. Plus, they were just defeated in Japan in 1905, so they're not going to help here. Okay, they're not going to help because they got whooped up in the Russo-Japanese War. They wanted the Balkans for themselves, so they want Serbia, help Serbia, and Serbia gets them, and okay, my best bud gets them, but what about me? And so they're not going to help. Alright, so this led us to an arms race. So all these countries, became more militarized. And, the whole social Darwinism thing, survival of the fittest. Hey, if I get more military strength, I got to be fit to survive. So that just caused all sorts of problems. Alright, the big thing here, you should probably pause the video right here, jot this down, memorize this, the main spark of World War I. M-A-I-N, main spark. Militarism, alliances, imperialism, industrialization, nationalism. Okay, militarism, building up of military alliances. Most countries allied with one or two groups. Imperialism, industrialization, hunger for raw materials, new markets, rise of big business. Nationalism, love for your own country above all else. These are the main sparks of World War I. Know these, memorize these, learn these. You need these main sparks of World War I. Alright, here's their chart. You can pause on here and read that a little more. We don't have really time to go over it, but it's really good more information to elaborate more on the main spark. Alright, alliances. Here we're going to start with the Triple Alliance with Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. So if, anything happened to one of those countries, the other one would come in and help them out. Alright, so France and Russia are like, oh, well, if they're being allied, we need to be allied as well. So France, Great Britain arranged their own little treaty. Alright, if France was in danger, Great Britain would come and help them out. Alright, so Russia, Great Britain, and France formed the Triple Entente to counteract the Triple Alliance between Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. So you see the formation, everything's coming to a head here. And you see here the Allied powers in World War I in green, Central powers in orange, neutral, Belgium's a big one right here. Alright, neutral, they're not neutral on this particular map, but they were at the beginning. That kind of helped Great Britain come into the war. Right? And so this is the big. This is what started the war. Okay, everything. This is the main spark. Okay, the main sparks all create this powder keg, and this lit the powder keg. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, okay, got assassinated by Gabriel Princeps the Black Hand. Probably one of the most crazy assassinations ever. You gotta watch this video. It's amazing. Princeps, probably the luckiest assassin. Threw a bomb, exploded, didn't kill Archduke Ferdinand. He goes to a coffee shop, sits there, thinks about his life. What am I gonna do? Well, he looks out the window, and lo and behold, there's his target driving on by. He gets out, boom, boom, shoots him, kills his wife, their unborn child, fatally wounds Ferdinand. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. How lucky can you be? Okay, Gabriel Princeps. I mean, this started the war. This is why the war started. Archduke Franz Ferdinand assassinated in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914. This lit the powder keg that the Maine started. Not the Maine, the battleship Maine, but the main spark, M-A-I-N. And so Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia in July 28, 1914. World War I officially began 1914. Alright, so Russia, it felt had to defend Serbia. It's the protector of the Slavs. So they knew Germany would aid Austria-Hungary because, if Austria-Hungary's in trouble, big brother Germany's going to come and help them out. And then Russia mobilized along both borders. Germany demanded to back down. Russia and France refused because Germany's like, I have a two-front war going on here. Ha! What are we going to do? Alright, but luckily for them, Russia has the slowest time in history of mobilizing. So that helps Germany go to France first, and then they'll take on Russia. Alright, so August 1st, 1914, Germany's going to declare war on Russia. And August 3rd, they're going to declare war on France. Oh, it's all crazy, as you see here. It's just one thing after another. You mess with my buddy, I'm going to mess with you. You declare war on Austria-Hungary, I'm going to declare war on you. And it's just so on and so forth, and it's just chaotic madness ensued, alliances going crazy. Alright, so Germany, they're going to cross Belgium, which brings Great Britain in there because Belgium's neutral. And so this is called the Schlieffen Plan. Alright, they had two groups that we saw on the map, the Allies and Central Powers. Allies, Great Britain, Germany. Allies, not Germany. Allies of Great Britain, France, Russia. And Central Powers, Germany, Austria-Hungary, Ottoman Empire, and Bulgaria. Alright, and this war has been fought all around Europe, been fought in Arabia, the whole Lawrence of Arabia. So the Schlieffen Plan, we're going to come down like a hammer onto France. Come down like a hammer. The Schlieffen Plan. Go through neutral Belgium. Okay, they'll never suspect us. Come through here. Come like a hammer. Okay, France is fortifying this area right here through the forest, and Germany's just coming up, and they just move back, and just like a hammer, the Schlieffen Plan. Alright, so, quick lesson review here. Wilson wanted America to be a moral example. He interfered in Latin America, causing global outrage. Poncho Villa raided Southwest America. Wilson sent Persian sit-down troops to stop him, recalled troops, tensions in Europe flared up. Main spark of World War I, militarism, alliances, imperialism, industrialization, and nationalism. Alright, all went to a big powder keg. Boom. Gabriel Princeps shot Franz Ferdinand. 1914, World War I began. Craziness ensues. Okay, everybody declares war on everybody else. Okay, with alliances going on. Triple Entente, Triple Alliance, the Allies, Great Britain, France, Russia, Central Powers, Germany, Austria-Hungary, Ottoman Empire, and Bulgaria. Schlieffen Plan was Germany's plan to take out France. And there you go. There's the beginning of World War I right there. There's my sources. Until next time, Mr. Wiedemer here. Study history.